It's time now for the Peter Channel Saturday Morning News on this Saturday morning, July 2nd, 2016. And good morning to you all on this lovely Saturday morning, 2nd of July, 2016. Here are your news and odds. Up at 8 a.m. is Dhaka, Bangladesh, where gunmen seized a bakery in Dhaka overnight, killed 20 hostages and 2 officers that are set up that ended Saturday morning. The Bangladesh military said. The fatal crash of the Tesla Model S and autopilot mode has stirred up pressure on auto industry executives and regulators and ensure that automated driving technology is deployed safely. Washington, partially lifted the secret status cloak under the United States, most contention tactics for fighting. U.S. reveals self-control for Myers, strikes that have war zones. Attorney General Loretta E. Lynch said Friday that she would accept recommendations from career prosecutors and FBI agents linked to the probe to the use of the private email server by Hillary Clinton during her time as Secretary of State. Australia's election is too close to call, with a Liberal National Coalition government leading the cut. However, it will be clear that it has won 76 seats. It needs to stay in power, winning the support of the independents and minor parties. 5 people have been shot, 10 and at least 3 injured in a cafe in northeastern Serbia. Police said the gunman killed his wife and another woman before randomly shooting at other customers at the cafe. Austria's highest court on Friday ruled a runoff election in which a far-right candidate, Norbert Hofer, nearly lost and must be repeated. With a civil war in Syria and in the past, Bashar al-Assad once it won't seem as legitimate. Michael Gove, Britain's Justice Secretary, said he would end the supremacy EU law attacked on Britain's border should he become Prime Minister. Israeli military officials say that they have struck 4 militant sites in the Gaza Strip after the militants fired rockets in the south in Israel, hitting a kindergartner. Capacity to 10 bullets require background checks for those with purchases and ammunition and restricted lending of firearms, among other effects.
In July 2014, Michelle Carter's 18-year-old boyfriend committed suicide at Kmart parking lot after his death. Carter texted a friend. As you know, responsible for the most disastrous development in the UK political and economic history since 1945. Your error has been far more serious than Eden's at Suez as why David Cameron must split the Tories start new party to save Britain. After news broke that executive was down in drug charges, a clerk Chipotle quickly put Bob Krupke in administrative leave. Washington, U.S. factory activity expanded at a healthy pace in June as new orders happened and exports more Snoop industry data showed on Friday, provided and never signed in the U.S. U.S. stock index marked their 4th consecutive gain Friday in an upbeat finish in a week that got off to a turbulent start as investors fretted about Britain's vote to leave the European Union. It's obvious that why NASA would spend decades building dolls getting into Mars. Humanity is pretty attached to the idea that Mars is Earth's slightly less hospitable cousin. The Dawn spacecrafts are set to remain in Ceres orbit after their plans have it. Public said the mission and another asteroid were rejected by NASA planners. NASA Pluto probe to find another object in 2019. Most people think that experimental medical procedures are being done elsewhere, perhaps in other countries, where laws and the less supervision rule. A model of Aedes aegypti mosquito 50 times the natural size in the American Museum of Natural History has expressed confront hazards as Zika, feared not to the ever. Minneapolis, General Mills has expanded its recall of certain types of fire response to an ongoing outbreak. This is related to a strain of E. coli bacteria. Mental illness has been a part of human society for recorded history, but how we care for people with mental disorders has changed radically and not always for the better. Peter Channel News Times now, 8:04 on this Saturday morning, and it is time now for a sports report. Last night, the Boston Red Sox got a win, 5-4 of the Los Angeles Angels. Red Sox opened up with a 5-0 lead, including David Ortiz's 2,000 hit and 19-4, but C.J. Choi makes it a 1-run game, but bullpen battled for adversity, and Red Sox got a win. And tonight, the Red Sox and the Angels square off at 7:05 p.m. out at Fenway Park. While up in Montreal, the New England Revolution and Montreal Pack have a game time. Also, it's game time, 5:30 p.m. Yep, that's right, Robert. Kevin Durant of the Los Angeles Clippers met for the approximately 4 hours Friday night, and the Hamptons and sources close to the situation say Durant was blown away by the Clippers' presentation. Omaha, Nebraska. Ryan Lochte shifted his weight back and forth. He lifted one foot to the other, then shaking at each other as on the water edge to make sure that they were ready for this. Jeremy Lin, who played well for the Charlotte Hornets last season, returned to New York to play for the Nets. 19-inning marathon ends in jubilation for record-setting Cleveland Indians. Peter Cheldusheim, 8:05 on this Saturday morning. Time for a traffic and transit report. Let's study off down and Rhode Island in Eastern Connecticut. It is looking good in highways and byways of Rhode Island and Eastern Connecticut. Back down in southeastern Massachusetts, Route 24 is southbound side. It is backed up from 485 southbound. It is backed up from 24 in Raynham all the way up to 44 in Middleborough. 25 in the eastbound side, and it is backed up from Plymouth all the way at the Route 6 in Buzzards Bay. Route 3 is southbound side, and it's so from South Plymouth all the way out to Sagamore. Route 6 is so from Sagamore Bridge all the way out to Route 130 in Sandwich. Route 3 is southbound side, and it is so from Route 18 in Weymouth all the way out to Route 53 in Hanover. 290 on the eastbound side, it's a little slow around 495 in Marlborough. Mass Factory changes to 395 in Auburn, it is a little slow. 93 is south northbound side, and it is so for the Bedford stretch. 95, 101 on the westbound side, a little slow after the Everett Turnpike up in Manchester, New Hampshire. But otherwise, highways and byways of Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine are looking good, and highways and byways of Connecticut are looking good. Down in New York City, 95 on the southbound side, it's a little slow for the Bronx stretch to the George Washington Bridge. 95 on the northbound side, and it's around New Rochelle. Brooklyn Queens Expressway, a little slow after the Law Expressway up in Brooklyn. FDR Drive, a little slow around the Brooklyn Bridge in southeastern Manhattan. Garden State Parkway, a little slow on the southbound side for Old Bridge Township, all the way to Homedale. And Garden State Parkway on the southbound side, a little slow around Route 18. But the New Jersey Turnpike on the southbound side, a little slow for the Delaware Bridge. Atlantic City Parkway on the eastbound side, a little slow around the Garden State Parkway. 95 on the northbound side, a little slow from Newark to Wilmington, Delaware. Route 15 in the eastbound side, a little slow in the Annapolis stretch. 95 on both ends, it is slow from South Alexandria all the way on the southbound side, slow headed towards 295 in Richmond, Virginia. 695 on the eastbound side, a little slow in South Baltimore. Highways and byways of Pennsylvania looking good. And 190 on the southbound side, a little slow on the Buffalo stretch. Highways and byways of the Midwest are looking good. I-80 on the eastbound side, a little slower on Omaha, Nebraska. Down in southeastern United States. I-75 on the southbound side, a little slow from Cleveland, Tennessee to Chattanooga, Tennessee. I-35 on the southbound side, it is slow on Waco, Texas. I-40 on the westbound side, a little slow in Arizona. Alright, let's look at MBTA alerts at 8:08. Subway system is looking good. Commuter rail and the ferries, they are all looking good. Peter Cheldusheim is now 8:08 on this beautiful Saturday morning, and it is time now for a weather report. And it's going to turn out to be a pleasant day, but hold on, a special weather statement. Elevated fire weather potential later this morning and afternoon with gusty winds development. Westerly winds are expected to increase between 20 and 30 miles an hour later this morning and afternoon. Relative humidity levels dropping around 30%. Despite yesterday's rainfall, much of the region received less than 1/4 of an inch input from our fire weather state contacts that indicates that the recent abnormally dry weather resulted in elevated fire weather concerns, especially with the gusty winds that will develop by afternoon. Alright, 7-day forecast goes like this. Today, South sky, many 1 degrees. West wind about 6 to 14 miles gust to size, 26 miles an hour. Tonight, clear sky about 52 degrees. West about 5 to 7 miles an hour, becoming calm after midnight. Sunday, South sky about 85 degrees. West about 3 to 7 miles an hour. Sunday night, mostly clear sky about 59 degrees. Southwest wind about 3 to 7 miles an hour. For Independence Day, Sunday, the podcast sky high about 87, about 61 degrees. West about 5 to 8 miles an hour. So if you got outdoor plans for the 4th of July, like swimming, grilling, firework watching, perfect picture, perfect weather in the weather department. For Tuesday, back to work, mostly sunny, most good skies, mid 85 about 60 degrees. Wednesday, sunny, most good skies, mid 87 about 62 degrees. Thursday, mostly sunny, podcast sky, mid 88 about 66 degrees. And for Friday, chance of showers, part time sky, mid 87 degrees. Transpiration, 30%. Currently in North Ear, fair skies, 68 degrees. Humidity, 63%, 20 degrees Celsius. And that is going to be it for the Peter Channel
Saturday morning news on this Saturday morning, July 2nd, 2016. Peters will be a good day with a good party. Have a good day.